Hello, hello, my lovely Aquarians, Aquarius, however you say it. This is your weekly reading for December 25th through December 31st. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Aquarius. So your first card for Monday, December 25th is the King of Pentacles in reverse here. So this can sometimes indicate that you are making monetarily decisions that may not necessarily be within the best mind frame. In the upright, this person is looks like a Wall Street businessman, right? This looks like someone who has like a 401k and a pension, right? This looks like someone who is within this money wealth and has really good handle on their finances to the point of being in charge of. It's a king. So this is someone who has full and total dominion over what their money is. And in the reverse, this is maybe you feel like you have been spending a little bit too much. This is right after Christmas and the holidays and moving into the New Year's. So Aquarius, you might be taking a step back and looking at your finances and being like, ooh, I spent a little bit more outside of my budget than I would have liked to have spent. So just be aware of that on the 25th. You know, things might be a little bit monetarily weird for you. All right, and Tuesday, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So Tuesday, the 26th, is our last full moon of the year in the sign of Cancer. So this means that this is our, culmination of this Cancer energy here. We are not really feeling like we have the energy to pursue this new idea, this new inspiration that we have. This might be related to your finances from the card before. Maybe you're looking back and you're realizing that you overspent and now you don't quite have the necessary resources to start this project that you were hoping to be able to complete. This wand here is meant to represent your magic, your personal influence, and the first spark, the ignition of passion to begin a project or begin something new. And so with this being in the reverse, this to me says that something is getting in your way a little bit, whether it be, like we were saying earlier, your finances. This could be feeling drained after the holidays and not necessarily feeling like you have the energy or the capacity to begin whatever this new project is. You're feeling a little bit, uninfluential. I don't know if uninfluential is a word. You don't feel like you have the capacity to influence these things, is what I'm trying to say. Words are hard sometimes, you guys. All right, moving on to Wednesday. You have the Eight of Swords in the upright here. This is all about examining your limiting beliefs. And if you look at this card here, you see this person is wearing a blindfold and has these restraints around their wrists. And it's meant to indicate that this person feels like they are trapped within their mind, that they are blind to what is going on around them. And what is going on around them is being surrounded by all of these swords. The swords in this card are also meant to represent our influence over our thoughts and our thinking. This person with their restraints and their blindfold, all they would have to do is take that blindfold off and take up one of these swords, take up this influence and this ability to think and reason, and they would be able to free themselves from their restraints. You feel stuck, but you do have the tools available to you. You do have the necessary pieces of the puzzle that you need in order to free yourself from this limiting constraint that you have. And then Thursday, we move on to the Five of Swords in reverse. After all of these feelings of limiting beliefs, feeling stuck and like you don't have influence or like you're uninspired at this time, the Five of Swords in reverse here says that despite everything that's going on, all of these things, these swords coming up against you, this is actually you choosing to back away from this conflict a little bit. choosing to distance yourself from what is happening and what is going on in order to gain a clear perspective of the situation. Sometimes when we're in the midst of conflict, we can get caught up in all of the emotions and things that are going on around us, and we need to kind of take a step back so that we can see things from a clear perspective. And I feel like this is what's going on, especially after that Eight of Swords situation where you feel like you're trapped mentally, is you choosing to take a step back and not accepting the position that you're in. You're choosing to, instead of lie down and take the situation, you're choosing to stand up and figure out where it is that you do have your influence, regardless of these obstacles coming up against you in this situation. Moving on to Friday, Aquarius, you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. I think that there was another sign that got this card earlier this week, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember what sign it was. I do 12 of these readings in a week. I don't remember which one was which. But this Ten of Cups in reverse here, this is a card to me that says that sometimes when we have this built up picture in our minds of what perfection looks like, when we have this expectation of what it's going to be like when we reach this goal, that once we achieve it, it doesn't feel as fulfilling as what we thought it would be. Have you ever had that happen? You get to this end point and you achieve this thing and you're like, oh, that was it? That's all? And you're left kind of feeling like, well, I don't really feel fulfilled with this. I don't feel like the experience that I got out of this is not what I was expecting it to be. And it's leaving you in this situation where you were kind of really hoping for this thing to make you happy and feel fulfilled, and that these expectations that you had for this situation, this person, these limiting belief patterns, you're realizing are no longer serving you, and that they are not giving you the results that you were wanting. You're feeling unfulfilled and unhappy with the way things are going after taking a step back and reevaluating these things. You're realizing it's not really worth it to keep fighting and keeping yourself stuck in this situation. Saturday, we move on to the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this card is saying by you taking the time to evaluate and understand why you're feeling unfulfilled in this situation and what is going on, it leads you to this area where you finally feel like that the work that you have put into this situation is finally paying off. This is meant to represent your harvest, your cultivation after hard work and perseverance to achieving your harvest. This is the piece right before where you're feeling like you have finally gotten to this point of enough, and you're feeling this wealth and this abundance. So you taking the time to evaluate and understand these limitations that you have set for yourself in your mind, and understanding why you are not achieving this emotional fulfillment that you were expecting from it, it leads you directly to the thing that you were looking for. You see these like tail of this peacock here, it kind of almost looks like rainbows. It's meant to represent this wealth and this thing that you find at the very end of the rainbow here. It's meant to represent that after this rain and this thing that is going on, you are being brought to this place of wealth and abundance. And so I feel like this is really good for you after this period of mental confusion and everything else that's been going on for you. This is a really good card to show that you're finally getting down to the wealth and the abundance of this situation. And then Sunday, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So we moved from the Nine of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles. So this shows me that there is some more work ahead for you. This is the card for the last day of 2023. So there is some more hard work ahead for you, Aquarius. You can see here in this card that this is a painter who has worked on many projects here. They're building and creating, and they're trying to create this piece here. They're creating art. And the more that you practice and the more that you put in the work and the effort towards your goal, towards the goals that you have, the more time that you spend building these little pieces and putting things into practice, the better that you get at it over time. You know, no one is born being a perfect painter. It takes lots of hard work and study and dedication to get to this point of creating art. And you can create art. You can create at any point. You don't need to have a art degree or a PhD to be good at it. This is something that you put practice into, be good at over time. Even just the art of practicing is something that you can get a return on. You're learning new information every time that you do something. And with this coming after the Nine of Pentacles here, I feel like this is you understanding the wealth of the situation, understanding where you might be getting your fulfillment from. But the Eight of Pentacles is reminding you that you still have a bit of hard work ahead before you achieve that Nine of Pentacles and eventually that 10 of Pentacles energy. So just be aware of that moving into 2024 here, Aquarius. You still have a little bit of hard work ahead for you, but that in the end, all this practice is going to lead to a fulfilling situation for you. So anyway, thank you for being here today, my lovely Aquarians. I hope that you had a great holiday season here, and I hope you have an even better 2024.